Hey everybody, welcome back to part 2 of creating a resource budget. At this point, you should have already completed all of your pre-work, which includes answering the questions that are on the planning, as well as entering all of the data for your clinical and non-clinical team on the pre-budget calculator document. So you'll want to have both of those completed in front of you when you start this exercise. Couple of things to note: you'll log into Pronto, you'll select the resource budget feature down here at the bottom left navigational bar, and it will bring you to this view. You want to make sure that you're selecting your group name, the office that you're creating this budget for, and if you have multiple offices, you'll be doing this multiple times, and then the year. The last thing you want to make sure is that you are always starting in January. You'll have your documents in front of you. You'll start over here on the clinical side with the doctors. And what you'll be doing is adding all this information in for each of the associates. And you'll be copying that information over to the clinical budget once completed. So we'll start here. We select the plus sign, and a drop down will appear, and you'll choose the associate that you want to add first. This is typically the first one you have on your pre-budget calculator document. You'll select that person. You will go across and add the number of days that they're working, the number of hours per day. Anything in light gray will automatically calculate for you. The production per hour goal for January for this doctor. This is important because each quarter, typically, you're going to see an increase in the doctor's production. This is all part of the pre-planning process. There are some doctors that you know will be able to do more, may take on more hours, more days. So make sure you're keeping your eye on the production per hour goal. The compensation percentage right here should come directly from the doctor contracts that are previously entered into Pronto. You want to make sure that that information has been entered by the Maven. So your data entry for this individual is done. You'll go to your next provider, you'll add the next provider in here, you'll go across from, again, left to right, adding in the number of days, the hours, the production per hour. You're checking the compensation percentage to make sure that is right, and the compensation dollars will be automatically calculated. Now, what you'll do once you've added each of these providers is you will see a feature that appears up here that says copy to clinical budget. And you'll select that. What that does is it takes all this baseline information and it brings it over into the subsequent months of the year. So February, March, April, and so forth. And you'll be able to go into each one of those months by clicking into this blue box, and you'll be able to edit any differences. Typically, you'll see there are a number of days that change based upon the days the practice is open and each doctor's schedule. And like I said earlier, you'll also notice that there'll be a production per hour adjustment each quarter. You're going to do the same thing for your hygienist. Once again, you'll go to the far left, click the Add button, select the hygienist that you want to start with, and you'll add their days, their hours per day that they get paid to work, their production goal per hour. And what's different about the hygienist, for the most part, is they get paid an hourly rate, which is what you'll add here. And their compensation will be calculated in the far right column. So you want to make sure that you're entering that accurately. You're accounting for any increases quarter over quarter. You'll copy that to the clinical budget, and then you'll be able to make edits for the subsequent months of the year. Once you've added your hygienists and your associates, you'll go up to the non-clinical hours, and you'll be adding each one of your non-clinical team members. This is a free form add. You enter in the person's name, first name, last name. You'll be selecting their role category. There's only two: dental assistant and front desk. These are expense categories. And what you'll do to differentiate each role is you can type in the actual job title for that person. You'll go across to the right, add in the number of days that month they're working, the hours per day that they get paid for, and their wages per hour. The wages total will calculate automatically. You'll do that for each one of your employees. You'll copy that to the budget, and you can make any edits that you need to make in subsequent months. Once all of your people have been added, you want to double check to make sure that what you added appears in the P&L budget tab. So you'll go here, you'll select your practice, the year, and then you'll look up here under revenue to make sure your associate and your hygiene revenue numbers that you put into the resource budget match what's here. And then you'll want to make sure the doctor compensation matches what's here. And just to be clear, you want to be in the coming year that you're creating the budget for. So what you'll see are the total numbers here in this column, and you'll see doctor compensation here, hygiene compensation, front desk, dental assistant. So you want to be looking at those numbers to make sure that they match what you put into the resource budget. Once you're satisfied that that is all accurate, you're going to go back to the resource budget, and you'll see a feature up here that says publish, and you can publish the budget. What that does is it tells the MAVA accountant that they are now able to go in and add the additional and remaining expenses line by line for your complete budget to be ready for review. If you have any questions whatsoever, reach out to us. We're happy to help. Good luck in the budgeting process, and we'll give you lots of support as you go through this.